Welcome students. In this video we are going to learn about Acer flip-flop using NOR gate. Okay, in last two videos we have learned about Acer latch either using NOR gate or using NAND gate, and here we are going to learn about Acer flip-flop using NOR gate. So in Acer flip-flop using NOR gate, we know that the difference between latch and flip-flop is that flip-flop is the extended version of latch with an including of clock pulse. Okay, that means with the circuit diagram of latch, we have to add one extra circuit to introduce clock pulse, then that circuit becomes latch. So in order to learn Acer flip-flop, we have to remember or memorize the truth table of Acer latch. So as we are using NOR gate, so we have to remember here the Acer latch using NOR gate. Here I have already drawn it, which we have learned in our previous video. In Acer latch, we know that when both the input signal is 0, the output becomes no change. No change means it stored its previous value, or previous value is not change, no change. When S and R input value becomes 0 and 1, the output becomes 0. 0 means reset. That is, whatever be the value in the flip-flop, it changes into 0. When S and R is 1, 0, it is set. Set means whatever be the value in its previous state, the output becomes 1. That is state. Here it is Qn. Qn means it is current state, and Qn plus 1, it is next state. When the input changes, the output becomes Qn plus 1 and its present state is Qn. And when both the input is 1 and 1, both S and R, then the state is forbidden state. Forbidden state means this state is not acceptable. So this truth table or this circuit we have already learned in our previous video. Now we are going to learn Acer flip-flop. So Acer flip-flop is, we have already know that the extended version of latch, that means with the latch circuit diagram we have to add one extra clock pulse. So the logic diagram of, now we are going to draw logic diagram of Acer flip-flop using what? NOR gate. Okay, let us see what we should do in order to add clock pulse. So at first we have to draw our Acer latch using NOR gate. So we know that Acer latch using NOR gate means one NOR gate, two NOR gate. At first we are going to draw Acer latch using NOR gate. Now the output of first gate goes as an input of second gate, and the output of second gate goes as the input of first gate. Okay, so it is Qn bar. Now this is our normal latch. So now we are going to add one clock signal. In order to add clock pulse with this NAND gate, with this latch circuit, we have to add two AND gates. I think you have already remember the AND gate. This is AND gate. Okay, so the input of two AND gate, obviously there are minimum two inputs of each AND gate. Okay, so we know that the input of ASR latch is at the bottom gate there is S signal and at the upper gate there is R signal. Here also we take at the bottom gate there we take S signal and the upper gate we should take R signal. Okay. Now the second input must be another signal which the same signal goes as the both the input. That signal is known as the clock. Clock means a single signal or single electric pulse which is fed to the input of 2 AND gate, which is added as the latch of ASR as the latch as an input, and the other two gates is the other two input, the other two signal, that is S and R. So this is the logic diagram of ASR flip-flop using NOR gate. So this is the NOR gate, this is the NOR ASR latch. This portion is completely LSN latch. We have already learned that in order to get a flip-flop circuit, which is an extended version of latch circuit, we have to add one extra clock signal. So as to feed clock as an input of ASR latch, we have to add one extra AND gate. Okay, and then the input becomes controlled by the 3 input line. 2 is S and R and another is clock signal. Now as there are, the truth table is truth table. So there are 3 input lines. Okay, the 3 input line is, one is clock, another is S, another is R. These are the input and output is, one is Q plus N and another is, we take state. Okay, now let us see what will happen. Just remember that this portion is totally the output of its latch, ASR latch. Okay, so all of you must open your the truth table of ASR latch we have learned in your previous classes. Now we are going to understand, or we are going to explain the truth table of this. So first, clock signal. Suppose the clock signal is 0. 0 means clock is at its low state. Okay, clock is its low state at 0. So when the clock is 0, the 2 input of this is already 0. 0 0, one of the 2 input, this is first gate, this is second gate, this is third, this is 4 gates are used. So if clock is 0, then one input signal of this 2 AND gate is 0, and we already know, here I have drawn the truth table of AND gate. We know that in AND gate, if one of the input signal is 0, output is 0. When both are 1, output is 1. So as this 1 and 2 gates is AND gate, one of the clock signal is 0, whatever be the value of R and S. Whatever be the value of R and S, output always will be 0. Okay, because we know that if in an AND gate, if one of the input signal is 0, output is 0. This 0 fades as an input of, this is also R and S latch, RS latch. So these 0 fade as R equals to 0 and S equals to 0. Okay, so for R0 and S0, you can see that in ARS latch, when RA0 and S0, the output is no change. Okay, just we have already learned this portion of truth table in our previous two videos. So here just I am taking the output of its state from the truth table. So if R is 0 and S is 0, the output is here obviously Qn plus 1 is no change. So we can write here, if clock is 0, it does not matter whatever be the value of R and S. So we can write here cross. Cross means R and S value may be any value. The output always will be no change. Okay. So we can say here no change. No change means storage. Okay. Now in our second case. So in second case, obviously our condition will be when clock is 1 and S and R both the value is 0. Let us see what will happen when clock is 1. Obviously this two value is 1 and S and R both the value is now both the value of this 0 1 and 1 0 will be, that means R as one input is 0. Okay, here clock is 1, that means clock value is high and the other value of R and S is 0 and 0. So as one of the input signal of AND gate is 0, obviously R is 0 and S also 0. So in our latch circuit, when both are 0, Qn is n plus 1 is no change. So here we can write Qn plus 1 is no change. That is storage. Okay. Now next case, when R is 1, S is 0, R is 1. Sorry, when clock is 1 and take S is 0, R is 1. Obviously there are 4 cases. S is 1, R is 0, S is 1, R is 1 if both, when both the signals are 1. As there are 2 inputs, when clock is 0, whatever be the input value of S and R, it is no change. And now we have to check when clock is high all the 4 state. So all the four state. Now in our second case, the S value is 0, R value is 1. Let us see what will happen. Clock is 1, so input is 1. Now S is 0, R is 1. So S is 0, R is 1. In the AND gate, if one input signal is 0, output is 0. Both are 1, output is 1. So now R, for this latch, R is 1, as this input goes as an output fed in R in the latch, because this is totally the circuit diagram of SR latch. So we can consider the upper gate as R and the lower gate as S. So this 0 fades as an S equals to 0. So now R1 is 0 in SR latch. Let us see what condition. R1 is 0. Here you can see upper gate is 1, so R1 S is 0. Now for this latch, if R is 1, S is 0, output is R is 1, S is 0. Output is 0. 0 means the flip-flop changes its reset condition, but that means output is 0. So if S is 0, R is 1, now we can consider output is 0. 0 means it is reset. Now third condition, when clock is 1, S is 1, R is 0. Now clock is 1, S is 1, R is 0. That means S is 1, R is 0. So one of the input gate is 0. So it is 0. Both are 1, it is 1. So now S equals to 1 and R equals to 0. Now let us see what is output of latch S1 R0, S1 R0. It is output is 1 and it is set condition. So output is 1 and it is set condition. Okay. Now last condition, when clock is 1 and output is, both output is, input is 1. Clock is 1. Here R also 1. Sorry, clock is 1, R also 1, S also 1. So obviously output is 1, 1. Output 1, 1 means S equals to 1, R equals to 1. So let us see, when both the input is 1 in SR latch, the output is forbidden. Forbidden means not acceptable. So here the output is forbidden. So this is the truth table of SR flip-flop. As SR flip-flop, you can see here that when the clock is 0, okay, whatever be the, here this flip-flop is totally depends upon 3 inputs S and R and with clock, as this is flip-flop. And whenever we use latch, there is no use of clock. So this totally depends on only input R and S. Okay, now for this value, now let us explain. Whenever the clock is 0 means the flip-flop is in low state of clock. Okay, low level state, or we can say low level triggering. When clock is 0, whatever be the value of SR, the output or next stage is no change. No change means its input does not matter. If clock is 0, the output value of the flip-flop will not change. That is, flip-flop will not get activated. Okay. So at the low value of clock, the flip-flop will not get activated, as whatever be the value of S and R, the input value can't change the output value of flip-flop if clock is 0. Okay, that's why I have written here the cross sign. Cross sign means whatever be the value of S and R. Okay, now in order to activate the flip-flop, we have to raise the clock from 0 to 1. Okay, so from 0 to 1 means 0 to 1 means now clock's value is 1. So when clock value is 1, S and R both the value is 0, we can find out that the output is storage. When clock is 1, when S 0 R 1, it is reset. Reset means whatever be the value of input, the flip out in storage of flip-flop will be 0. Next output state means the value of flip-flop will be 0. That is reset. Now when S1 and R0, clock is 0, the value of flip-flop is set. And when clock is 1 and S and R are 0, if both are 1, then this is an ambiguity or non-existing state. This is known as forbidden state. Okay, so here we can see that flip-flop gets activated, or we get changes in the output whenever clock signal is high, and whenever clock signal is low, the flip-flop will not get activated. Now there is also block diagram. This is logic diagram, and for block diagram we can draw flip-flop S R QN bar, and here is one clock signal. We have already learned that there are two types of triggering. One is level triggering and one is edge triggering. If it is edge triggering, that when the flip-flop gets activated during the state when clock changes from 0 to 1, okay, the slowly changing state, then we can say it is edge triggering. And if the clock is edge triggering, there must be one arrow sign at the in front of the clock in order to indicate that this flip-flop is activated in edge triggering. Okay, and in that case we can say the clock value we can write here this type. Instead of 1 we can use like this way, array sign, if it is edge triggering. Okay, and if it is level triggering, this is 0. This is level triggering, then this is 1. In general we use 1, but in sometimes the arrow symbols also used in order to indicate that it is edge triggering. And for negative edge triggering, there is two edge triggering, positive edge triggering, negative edge triggering. Negative edge triggering, we have to give here one circle. Okay, one circle value, and here also this arrow sign will be inverted. This is negative edge triggering. Okay, by convention we write this. Okay, so we don't need here, we just erase it. Okay, here I have drawn only level triggering. Okay, this is the truth table of SR flip-flop using NOR gate. So in SR flip-flop in NOR gate, we should use extra logic gates, 2 AND gates, in order to feed clock signal as an input. Okay.